Rise and shine, beloved great grand rising. Come on in. Let's get ready to activate divine imagination so that you can see your higher self so much clearer. With that being said, let's get ready to activate the success mind. We're going to start by sitting with our feet flat. Let me just pull this up on Facebook real quick, guys, so that I can make sure that we're broadcasting over there and all is well. This is a great day. It's going to be an absolutely amazing day. There you go. All right, let me put a happy Tuesday. There you go. All right, we are ready to activate. Let's go ahead and sit with feet flat, back straight, hand on heart. Put a hand on your core, if you will, and let's just take a good healing deep breath in and exhale. Turning the focus inward to the rich in life, the kingdom within. There's all power, all authority here. We relax. We breathe. We tap in. One more for the power. 3, deep breath in. Exhale. And let's go, beloved. All right, so this is probably, I guess, day number 49. Tomorrow will be our 50th day, and we're going to see what happens after that, all right? So let's go. Let's start talking about activating divine imagination. Divine imagination is what I call the fourth dimensional realm that works through the soulish realm, the mind, the will, the emotion, the intellect. It is the unseen realm. And in our community, I don't have the diagram, I draw a circle and I put a line through the middle, and the bottom lower portion of this fourth dimensional realm of imagination is what we call vain imagination. That is where all the creepy crap lives, how you can picture these weird scenarios. If you hear a word, a whole story creates, but it's usually traumatizing, it's usually depressing, it's usually depicting some kind of tragedy. All that's lower fourth dimensional realm. That's where all of your malevolent kind of energies, lower level energies, entities, they would tend to congregate in that lower fourth dimensional realm. But we want to be in the upper region, what I call high 4D, which is the realm of divine imagination, of divine vision, insight, and you're being able to see that very clearly. Now, we talked last week, we started talking about awareness and integration, right? All the things that we've become so keenly aware of, consciously aware of, how to start integrating that into visualization so that you could see your higher self, so that you could see your successful self, so that you can see the version of you without a doubt you're here to live. Can we just breathe for a moment? Because I want you to just capture in your spirit the whole ability to see and capture your higher self, who you are here to be. So beginning this process of visualization or implementing this process can be challenging for some people. And there's several reasons why. Now, visualization is a powerful tool, and we hear more about this. I guess we kicked it off really loudly in the late 90s, right? When we started with vision boards, became more popular. Vision boards have been around forever, but they became more popular in the 90s, in the mid 90s. We started waking up more and using these visualization techniques. Now, I've heard from many of my students and even myself, we're beginning this journey. Visualization was a little difficult to implement, but it can be a powerful tool, beloved, if you just take the time to develop it. right? Great Grand Rising. Come on, give me a great Grand Rising. Let me know that you're here. All right, so I'm looking at the notes for this week. So again, visualization can be a powerful tool, but many people struggle with it for several reasons. And that's what we want to look at today. We want to look at the challenges that you may have and then give a practical solution. And then at some point, we will go into a guided visualization to just help you start getting yourself ready, okay? So sometimes people will have difficulty seeing images. That's the challenge with visualization. When you have difficulty seeing images in the mind clearly, and we're talking about coming from divine imagination. We're talking about images that come from a high 4D realm, 5D realm, from Christ consciousness, God creativity, coming down from a realm like that into that fourth dimensional region of imagination. Beloved, imagination is powerful. And I want you to put in your notes, I'm getting my imagination back. All right, put that in your notes. I'm going to activate imagination. Now, when we were children, we had no problem. We had no problem activating imagination. We could see clearly, we could imagine clearly, we could role play clearly, but we've lost some of that. So a challenge to being able to really see sometimes is due to not being able to see images clearly. And again, it's ironic that we can see trauma, we can see tragedy, we can see harm, we can see, visions of failure, we can see visions of mishap. But when it comes to seeing the positive visions, the more visions of success, the more visions of victory of yourself, sometimes we can't capture that, all right? So some students I found struggle to form clear or vivid mental images. And here's a solution I wrote. So you start with simple objects that you see daily, like an apple, a chair, an object in your house, a clock, anything that you see daily. And then you build from there. You already have an ability to see it because you see it every day. You just want to see it in your mind's eye. This is how you start, very simply, right? We're going deeper though. You can also use your other senses, imagining the texture, the smell, or sound that may be associated with an image, right? To make it more real. This is the whole thing about visualization, why it works and why it's such a powerful tool. Because when it comes to divine imagination, the subconscious mind that is here to aid you and serve you and assist you doesn't judge. It doesn't judge if something is right for you or wrong for you. And it does not discern between what's real or what's imagined. So this is what athletes and even more importantly, the more you can feel and invoke all the senses of smell, sound, texture, and you can start seeing and feeling that and smelling that, even from a fourth dimensional realm of divine imagination. The subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between you imagining that or if it's real. You ever notice that when you thought you saw something and it kind of startled you and your body immediately react, your heart started pumping, you started getting nervous and shaky, but it wasn't real, it didn't happen. So the autonomic responses that's in the body do not determine the difference between something real and something that you imagine. This is why this tool is so powerful, and we want to learn how to use it in a more positive way so that we can start gaining the benefits. So when you start with something small, an object that you already see every day, and you just take a few minutes and look at that object, and I'm looking at something right now. You just take a moment to look at that object, and then you close your eyes and allow a vivid, clear picture to come into to the divine mind, high 4D. And the more you look at that image in your mind's eye, then you want to start imagining the texture or the feel of it, right? If it's something that has a fragrance, you want to be able to imagine the smell of it. This is how you make it so real that the subconscious mind doesn't know if this is real or imagined. And it'll start sending signals, and you'll start vibrating that. And so we're speaking of creating more of what you know you're supposed to have, creating who you know you are here to be. And this is how we'll start reprogramming. So that's one way, right? The second challenge that many students run into is a wandering mind and an inability to focus. Can somebody talk back to me and say, Dr. E, that's me? When I try to meditate, or when I try to visualize, when I try to focus, my mind just wanders. Now, I have a very active imagination, right? As people who are, ruled by Mercury, right? And that's an air sign that, another topic for another day. All right. I have a very vivid, very active imagination. And sometimes my mind can wander and create several scenarios when it's time for it to be quiet. And so when you have a wandering mind or inability to focus, right? That's the challenge. You get distracted and have difficulty holding any one thing in mind, holding an image in your mind. And so I've heard it said, I don't know who said it years ago, that it takes 17 seconds to make an impression in the brain, in the mind, and start chemical reactions, if you can hold something for 17 seconds, that's long enough to start the process of making that real. So the solution would be to go through progressive relaxation or deep breathing before visualizing, right? In other words, just get in a relaxed state. Take some breaths, relax, right? And just allow yourself to be calm for about 1 to 3 minutes before you start trying to bring a picture into mind, and not wrestling and fighting, right? And then from there, you can gradually increase. So remember, I said you could start with just 17 seconds. Start with 30 seconds, 60 seconds, wherever you are. But if you can hold something in the imagination for 17 seconds, I've been told that that's long enough to start the activation process of you being able to see in a greater way. So that's just a couple. We have several more that we're going to get through. But for today, I want you to go back, listen to this, and see which one of these are you. Do you struggle to see things clearly, or do you struggle to hold an image or a picture in your mind for any length of time? Because, beloved, the greater you can see yourself, the more positive you can see yourself, the more you can believe and feel and rejoice in what you see. That is how it's going to start getting created. All right, healing, deep breath in and exhale. All right, lovelies, I'm going to release you with many blessings for the rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow, 7 a.m. Eastern. Bye for now.